Hey everyone, it's Sim Farmer and welcome to my setup tour of where I record, edit and render all my videos for the channel. I said in the community post I was moving into a new office a few weeks ago, and I said I'd do a setup tour when I'm finished. Not 100% finished at the moment, there's still a few things I want to add to the room. I'm just not able to at the moment because I just can't get stuff delivered with obviously what's going on. So that's going to have to wait a while, but I didn't want to leave this any longer. And also today is the day the channel passed 60,000 subscribers earlier this morning. So a big massive thank you to everyone that subscribed. I really do appreciate every one of you and all the support over the last 18 months or so. I've come up to 2 years since I started the channel. It will be 2 years in September this year, so to reach that milestone in that amount of time is just absolutely amazing, and I really can't thank everyone enough. Yeah, it's way beyond what I ever expected the channel to actually get to in that amount of time. It's just been incredible, so thank you very much. And also a massive thank you to the channel members, to those that have paid monthly fee for the channel membership and to help support the channel further. I really do appreciate you as well, so a big thank you to that. Yeah, just absolutely amazing. So the setup tour, we'll start with the PC itself, which is situated here, as this is the main part of the setup, as without the PC there'll be no videos. So this is my new PC. For anyone that's looked at the PC specs list that's linked in nearly all my videos down at the bottom of the video description, that is my old PC spec. I do need to update it, which I'll try and do for when this video goes out or shortly after. It will be fully updated, but all of the PC specs will be in the video description of this video, so you can get the full details for everything that's inside this big beast of a case. Yes, it is a big case. Main reason I wanted the larger case was building a PC yourself. I really can't stand fiddly things, and trying to do all the cable management, it's not my strong point either. So this is nice and easy cable management. Separate compartment on the side here for the HDDs and SSDs are all inside this bit, plus most of the cabling is all tucked away in this bit, so it keeps the main part quite free and clear. So the case itself is a Corsair Crystal Series 680X RGB case. Comes with the 3 RGB LED fans at the front and the 1 rear fan. That's all included in the case itself. And then inside we've got a Corsair Hydro H115i Platinum RGB liquid cooler, and that's cooling a Intel i9 9900K processor running at a boosted 5.2 gigahertz. And then we've got the Corsair Vengeance RAM, 64 gig RAM, so that's 4 16 gig cards. They run at 3200 megahertz. And then we've got the graphics card, which is a Gigabyte RTX 2080 Ti, and that's 11 gig, and that's the Wind Force OC, so the overclock version of that. And then underneath that I've got an Elgato 4K capture card, which I purchased to capture the screen record off the Xbox in 4K. I haven't actually used that yet. I think the last videos I did were on the old HD60S Elgato, the external capture card I had, which I didn't realise at the time was limiting the output of my Xbox One X to 1080p, so the video quality wasn't particularly great. And I was waiting on that, so I stopped recording on the Xbox and I haven't got back to it yet, so maybe that series will return at some point soon. The motherboard is a Horus Master. It's a Z390. That's got two Samsung 970 Pro 512 gigabyte SSDs in there. So I've got one SSD for the operating system, so that contains Windows, my video editor and a few other things. And then I've got a second SSD, M2 SSD on the motherboard, which contains all my games, so all my Steam library plays off that, so all the games run off a separate SSD to the actual operating system. So that's the inside of the case. As you can see, it's really nice and open in there, really good airflow through. So the front three fans, which take air in, are completely unrestricted at the back. It does stay really cool in there, especially after a good few hours of gaming. So that's the PC and the case. That's the main part of the setup. Microphone, I've got a Rode NT USB microphone with the shock mount and pop filter. That's on the Rode boom arm. So I use that for when I'm recording audio for Let's Plays, and if I ever eventually get a good enough internet and do live streams, I can use that. And I've got headset. It's the Logitech Logitech G Pro X gaming headset that I bought last year. I mainly only use that when I'm talking to friends in a Google Hangout at the moment, because I don't do much online gaming. Well, pretty much don't do any online gaming at all at the moment. So the first of the three monitors, so I've got a 3-monitor setup. This one is a 28-inch Asus. It's a 4K at 60 Hz, a FreeSync monitor. That was the original monitor I was using to record on until I bought my third monitor, because basically that was my second one. This is my third one, which I bought, the last one I bought. This is a 27-inch, so slightly smaller, which I know for some people, yeah, not all 3 monitors are the same size. Some people might not like that. The OCD is a bit out of whack, but this is a 27-inch 1440p. It's boosted to 165 Hz, and this one is also a G-Sync monitor, so I can run it through the NVIDIA G-Sync on the graphics card and get super smooth gameplay, even if the frame rate drops with V-Sync switched off. You don't get any screen tearing, there's no stuttering as it's dropping frames. Mainly, most of the time I'll probably get 60 FPS anyway. I very, very rarely disable the frame rate limiter on Farm Sim. Most of the time because I forget anyway, but there are a few times when it does drop to like 40s, other than Medicine Creek, where it does drop down to 30 odd at times on that map. But I don't get any lag or stuttering when it does drop, so it's super smooth. So the main reason why I went for that monitor over the 4K was for the G-Sync. And just that, yeah, having the G-Sync enabled is just so much better. I did look into a 4K G-Sync monitor, but they're just way too expensive. So this monitor is, this one is also linked up to the PC as my third monitor, but I don't really use 3 monitors very much for the PC, so I mainly use this one for the Xbox now. So this is the same as the first one, so it's another 28-inch Asus 60 Hz monitor, and as I say, this one's pretty much just the Xbox now. And on that one I've got, sound wise, because the audio through the monitor is awful, I've got a Razer soundbar, 5.1 soundbar. There's also got a subwoofer on the floor down below. So that's just for that monitor. So anything, well, that's not really for that monitor, it's just for the Xbox. So that's digital, or the optical lead into the Xbox for that. And then my Xbox, which is here, which is the Project Scorpio Xbox One X that I had on launch day, and that was released a few years ago now. Obviously the new Xbox is out later this year, hopefully. I'll be looking forward to getting one of those when they come out. And then over here I've got my Vault Boy bobblehead, PC speakers are the Razer 2.0 speakers, so they're just for the PC. My Echo, Amazon Echo, a lot of the time when I'm recording I'll listen to audiobooks, so having that there is handy because I can listen to any books on Audible straight through that. It's one of the things I usually do to keep myself sane while I'm recording time lapses of like 2-3 hours at a time. Sometimes I'll also stream something on Netflix, but not very often, or Amazon Prime or Now TV, whatever. Over here we've got a Stream Deck. I bought this a few years ago for when I did do a few streams on another channel. At the moment I've got, the thing I've got on here is FS19. So press that, as you probably won't see on the camera very well, but I've got this set up to do various different things, so I can start and stop recording, screenshot with just one button rather than having to press multiple buttons on the keyboard. I can stop and start follow me with a touch of a button, turn the hood off, so disable the hood, and then I've got GPS controls on there as well, so I can switch GPS on and off, set the lines and auto whip and stuff like that. So that's very handy for a few things. It's almost like having an extra control panel next to me. Would be great if there was a few more buttons on that one. I could do with a bigger Stream Deck to get a few more features on that one. And keyboard is the Razer Black Widow Chroma V2 keyboard, and then I've got the Razer Lancehead Tournament Edition mouse. I don't do much keyboard mouse gaming on the PC. I'm very much a console gamer by heart. FS is the only real thing I play on PC, to be honest, unless I can use a Xbox controller. So most of my gaming is done on the Xbox. Recently been playing quite a lot of Red Dead Redemption 2, trying to finish that off before the new console comes out later this year. So mainly for the time-lapse videos, all my gaming is pretty much done using the Xbox controller, which is the current one I'm using is the Razer Wolverine Tournament Edition. So this is a wired controller. It has got some extra mappable buttons on, which I don't really use, to be honest, as I don't see the need for them. Yeah, I absolutely love this controller. It's probably the best Xbox controller I've used. All my other Xbox controllers, which I've actually got in here. So this is some of my older Xbox controllers from my Xbox One S. I think there was a Dusk Shadow limited edition one, and the Project Scorpio one, and this was the one I was using the most up until I got the Razer one, which is, I can't remember which one this was called, but yeah, you can see I rubbed all the paint off. It got quite a lot of wear on that one, but the bumper buttons started to go on that to the point where they just weren't actually recognising the bumper being held. So you go to hold one of the bumper buttons to jump out the tractor, to start up the implement like a mower or something, and then you just jump out the tractor. Rather annoying. I do have a steering wheel. A lot of people ask what I use: steering wheel, controller, keyboard, mouse. I do have the Logitech G920, but I rarely ever use it for Farm Simulator. I also have the Logitech Satec side panel. I just find the Xbox controller so much more easy to use. Especially for driving, I suppose the steering wheel's nice if you're doing a lot of in-cab. When you're doing the time lapses, you tend to be a lot more out of cab driving. So if I was playing FS for myself, which I rarely ever do now because I spend so much time playing it, recording, I'd use the wheel. But I do prefer the Xbox controller because you can pretty much do everything with it. Apart from, say, some of the PC mods like GPS Courseplay, you need the mouse keyboard. That is mounted on a GT Omega stand which folds up, so when I'm not using this I can just fold that up out the way, the pedals are all mounted on the stand as well, so literally everything just comes out. It's just a case of unplugging it and I can move all that. The side panel is mounted to the actual stand itself, which is modified. It's on the actual stand here is a shifter mount for a shifter. I do have the 6-speed shifter for the wheel as well, but currently not using that. But yeah, this stand should go off to the side a bit more, but I drilled a couple of extra holes and bolted it through these bolts on this top plate to stick that on, and then this just clamps on. It's the same as you would with a clamp underneath onto your desk. So that's a slightly modified GT Omega fold up stand. So I don't use it very often, but the fact that it's just so easy to just fold up, move out the way, because obviously when I'm editing I don't want a steering wheel and side panel in the way. I want full access to the keyboard and mouse to do that. Also got the Razer extended mouse pad with RGB as well, which is something I bought recently for the new room. So that's pretty much my setup, the PC, the Xbox and the monitors and everything. So it's all tucked up in that one corner. It's not a very big room, but it's the layout is a lot better than it was in the previous room. It was kind of just plonked on the edge of my hobby bench. So this room is also for, I say, my hobby room, man cave, studio, office, multiple different names, what you want to call it, and a few things I've got up here. So I'm a big Game of Thrones fan, so this is my Game of Thrones shelf. Although I've got a few more Game of Thrones things I can't quite fit on here at the moment. I do need to get some more shelves up. So I've got a Drogon and a little Daenerys figure there. I can't remember the name of the company. This is a present from my wife for Christmas. It's like some Lego, sort of like a cheaper version of Lego, like Mega Blocks or something along those lines. Game of Thrones Iron Throne wooden, as I say, 3D puzzle, but it's not really a puzzle because it gives you instructions on how to actually assemble it. So I've got my little model of the Hound's helmet. That was from the Game of Thrones tour and exhibition in Barcelona that I went to a few years ago. 3D globe of Westeros and Essos, also the Game of Thrones. And then on my next shelf is my Star Wars Lego, or some of it. So I've got my Stormtrooper 40 years of the Star Wars celebration, which was recently. So it was only released a few weeks ago. I think it was May the 4th, or May the 4th be with you. The Ultimate Collector Series Y-Wing, and then a few minifigures, Slave One and Boba Fett's helmet, again from the 40 years Star Wars anniversary that was recently. And as I said, this is also a hobby room and studio. So over this side of my room, if I just move my chair, I didn't do my chair. So this is my gaming chair, AK Racing gaming chair, which I've had for quite a few years now. Super comfy, really like it. It is, I think, coming up to 4 years old, but it's still in really good condition, still really comfy and still nice to sit in. But this is where I spend most of my time, sat in that recording, editing and all that good stuff. So yeah, over this side of the room is my workbench for my hobby. So all my hobby stuff is over this side, which in the corner we've got paint, glues, loads of tools, various different things in the drawers over there, a few cutting mats, a few more tools and stuff on there. That's my work area where I build scale models, and also where I build my Lego. I've got a spray booth for actually spraying my models when they've been built. I've got display cases over this side, a few more Star Wars Lego on top, and then some of the models actually in here. So excuse the reflection, might be better if I open the doors. So I've got a 1/35 scale Panzer IV I built about 3 years ago for a group build. So it's one of my favourite builds, that one, really enjoyed doing that. 1/35 scale British Mark IV or Mark V, I can never remember. That's in a captured German scheme, so it's a World War I tank. Again, I built that one a few years ago. This is one I built earlier this year, so 1/35 scale Tyrrell 4. And then underneath I've got a couple of old Panthers. A really old one, this is like the second model I ever built in 35th scale, and then one I built a couple of years ago further at the back. The next one we've got a T62A and then a T90, a couple of minions. My figure I painted a few years ago as well, a clever hunter figure, and then a World War I biplane that never got finished, that was for a 48-hour build. 48 hours was not enough for a biplane. This is my most recent finished build, which is a British Sherman Firefly, again 1/35 scale. Really enjoyed doing that one, trying out some different techniques, painting and weathering. And a couple more Shermans, these are US ones. I've got the one from the film Fury, which, yeah, it's not a brilliant kit, so I kind of give up with that one because it's not very accurate to the actual film. Below that, if you open this one up, we've got a Japanese Type 95, it's quite a small tank, and a couple of Airfix 172nd aircraft, a US P-40 and a Japanese Zero. That was from a Pearl Harbor double dogfights airfix set. These ones aren't finished. This one is the British Mark X Chieftain in the urban camouflage scheme, which is still work in progress. Still got a bit to do on that one. And this is the one I'm currently working on, which is a Panzer IV in a little winter scene. There's got a few figures on there, a tree in the background that still needs painting. So that one's still work in progress, and it's coming along nicely. I'm really enjoying building that when I get time to actually do anything on it. So over in here we've got some more Lego minifigures from Pirates of the Caribbean, Indiana Jones, Sloth, Lego Batmobile, the Lego Batman figures, and minifigures from, and some more Star Wars stuff in this one. This one's a bit of a mess, everything's just been thrown in from when I moved from the other room, so it needs organising. There's various different Star Wars minifigures and Star Wars stuff in there. And then on top, I'll show you a bit more because I didn't show before. We've got the Force Awakens Millennium Falcon, got the Pod Racer. That one I only really bought for the 20 years anniversary Star Wars Lego. Luke Skywalker, I think, came with that set. The only way to get that figure unless you buy it separately for more money. Snowspeeder, again, that was one of the 20 years of Lego Star Wars. I think that one came with Lando Calrissian's original Lego figure. And then Poe's X-Wing from Force Awakens as well. And over this side we've got empty space, which got more Lego to go on there when I actually build it. A few R2-D2, 3PO figures, and a little Yoda in that one. This one's got my Lego Samba Bus, the T2. really enjoyed building that. I would really love one of those in real life to restore at some point, but whether that'll ever happen, I'm doubtful. And above that, I've just got my die-cast Liebherr LH24, so load handler 24. I got that from the Liebherr factory through work a few years ago. Oh, I say a few years, probably 6, 7 years ago now. I used to operate a Liebherr 934 and 924 occasionally at work for my bit of extra work where I used to work. And then in this one I got my BB-8s, a Lego BB-8, a little 112 Bandai BB-8, and I think that one was just from the Disney store. It's one that does actually roll around and makes noise if you switch it on. So that's pretty much all my room at the moment. So I do need to get a few more shelves up. I've got a few more things to go up on the wall. I've got the Ultimate Collector Series Millennium Falcon to build. I've got the Lego Technics Class Zerion to build as well at some point. A few other Lego kits to build and find somewhere to put. I've got a few more Game of Thrones stuff to go somewhere, a few more pictures to go up, so there's still a lot more to do in here. It's just, yeah, at the moment waiting for the availability of stuff to be delivered. So hopefully that won't be too long, the way things will be going. So that is the setup tour, the Sim Farmer behind the scenes look of where I record, render, edit my videos. This is where it's all done from a few weeks ago anyway. And where it all will be for the considerable future anyway. It'll be probably a while before I ever get to move again or change anything around. So if you do have any questions, comments, then please do leave them down in the comment section. I will try and answer them as soon as possible. I know I haven't kept up on with the comments lately. I've been so busy with other stuff. It's having the time after finish editing, recording, which takes up a hell of a long time. I am considering bringing back the Let's Plays if I can decide on a map to have a go at doing all the Let's Play videos, because they don't take as long to record and edit as the time-lapse stuff. But it does mean I probably will have to drop at least one of the time lapses from the week, because keeping up with 7 and doing extra is just far too much. I can't keep up with that much. So I am kind of thinking of bringing that back very soon if I can decide on a map, and I still need to get the microphone all hooked up and make sure all that's working. But hopefully that will be something we'll do very soon. So a big thank you again to everyone that's subscribed to the channel. I hit 60,000 subscribers. It's amazing. Thank you everyone. Really can't thank you all enough. It's absolutely amazing, as I said earlier. So if you haven't subscribed and you're not one of those 60,000, then hit that subscribe button and make it 60,000 and whatever it is now. Don't know. So yeah, again, thank you, and thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you again. Goodbye.